Alright, so here's the new bike I bought a couple weeks ago. She's in really good condition, you know, compared to some of the bikes I've seen. I mean, to be honest, this thing's in as good a condition as ours were back when we were kids riding them. I mean, I don't know exactly what the history is on this bike, but I would surmise that it has the same water pump housing failure issue that most of the 84 to 86 CRs are plagued with. And you can see that they've got the cylinder, the jug bolts loose, and got some of the head bolts loose. It doesn't look like they ever broke it free. And the bike has good compression. I put a boroscope up through the exhaust, and piston looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely hasn't been running a while, but you can see it's got brand new radiators and hoses. I haven't pulled the clutch cover off yet, but like I said, I expect to see, you know, some water leaking into the transmission possibly. I'll test that out soon enough. This is the 1985. You can see it's got the silver wheels. My 86 actually has the gold, I guess, zinc plated wheels, whatever they are. But my 86 sat out in a barn out in the country for a good 15 years without being run. I don't know if you've seen that squirrel. But actually a squirrel or a rat or something was living in the airbox of that bike, and pretty much the carburetor became, you know, its little dumpling area. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. He's like, what's going on here? But yeah, so I need a new carburetor for the other one. It's all locked up, but for now I'm gonna focus my attention on this bike, being that it has compression, more than enough to run. The carburetor is functioning. The throttle tube, the slide in my other carburetor is completely frozen, and I do believe the air filter box is pretty bad. Also, the reed cage is dry rotted and it's got cracks all the way through it, so I have to buy all that new. But yeah, again, this is my 1985 CR250. This is going to be my project probably through the winter. I might actually bring my 1986 down and do them both at the same time. If I can get them maybe down in my basement. They haven't had any fluids in them for a long time, so they really shouldn't smell too bad. I mean, the only smell the bike really has, if I pulled it, yeah, the gas cap off, you can smell, you know, old fuel, but don't really need the gas cap down in the basement. I like to keep them as original as possible. You know, I don't want to go into painting frames or anything like that. I'd really like to just get them running, get a set of tires on them, and, you know, get the brakes worked out and make sure the suspension's good, and take them out and ride them. I mean, you know, this one, I can feel the clutch feels good. It's got a lot of play in it. This bike did come with a brand new Tusk clutch, so somebody was working on it. I bought it from a guy who bought a property from an old lady down in the country around about here, and I don't know if she passed away or if she just moved, but the bike was left in the barn, and he really didn't see any use for it, so he put it on Craigslist, and I bought it for $500, you know, which the second I saw it, I was calling him, you know, asking when I could come get it, kind of like the 450L. That guy was, I think he was a little surprised that, you know, I don't like to sleep on deals on Craigslist, because they don't always last very long, and I'm known to procrastinate, so I really didn't want to miss out on that. But I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's got the old style number plate. I don't believe that's original. I think it's just like an aftermarket. This bike came from down near Budds Creek, Maryland. So I don't know if it was ever on the track or anything, but if it was, that would be pretty cool, you know. I mean, it would have been just some novice rider, most likely. You know, the bike's all stock outside of a set of tires. I mean, it still has the stock exhaust housing coming off of the jug, so has a stock silencer. The guy did not have the pipe. So I do have to source a pipe. I've got pipes laying all over the place around here. I'm gonna, from a fatty up there or gnarly, got another one over there, but they're for my CR500 dune buggy engine sitting there. I need to get back on that. I have to get a garage built so I can, get my projects back up and going. So I've got all kind of bikes and just stuff, but what amazes me the most about this bike, and those of you that grew up in this era, you'll remember, and hopefully y'all still ride, but I can't believe how light the bike is. Like, the thing feels like it weighs 200 pounds. I mean, it's a complete bike. There's nothing missing from it except for the expansion chamber, the exhaust. And, it makes me think, and, it's I don't know, I guess I just think back on these bikes, from the 80s and think, oh, they were just heavy tanks, but at the same point in time, my dad put me on an RM250 when I was 9. So, I mean, I could barely touch the pegs, and basically I used to run next to it and jump up and pop start it, and it was so wore out, it barely had any compression, so I was lucky enough to be able to ride it. Had a lot of fun a few years that bike lasted. But when the CRs came around, we never had any problem blowing them up until after I got in my early teens. So, but I think it'll be pretty cool. This one's gonna be a fun project. Like I said, I really don't want to get into putting all new plastics. I'd like to keep the original patina, especially since I have 2 of them. I don't know why I always think of that stupid movie Pumpkinhead, where they had the 2 CR250s in the back of the truck, and they also had a KX250. But I don't know, for some reason it always pops out in my mind. It was just a dumb old horror movie. But these were the bikes in the movie. I mean, but like I said, me and my buddy Fat Mike and Taters, we all had CRs. So unfortunately, I never got to ride mine with them. It got stolen right at the peak of the restoration I did on it. And some of the local kids, they destroyed it. So that was the end of that, and I wasn't gonna rebuild it again. I don't know, maybe I should have, but that is what it is. But yeah, this is my 1986, or I'm sorry, 85 CR250. Hopefully I'll have the 86, maybe side by side with this thing soon, and I'll do a review on them both after I have this one tore down, because I know my 86 already has the water pump issue. I'm hoping after the whole COVID-19 scare goes away that I can get a clutch cover, because basically, if I can squeeze through here, behind this water pump housing is the water pump actual the disc with the vanes on it, and right around here somewhere where all this glue is, it actually gets a pinhole and it'll leak antifreeze down to the transmission, and and you get that strawberry milkshake and your clutch don't work and blah blah blah. But I do suspect that that's the problem with this one. This cover, they're on eBay, brand new. Company in Ohio makes them. They're about 375 bucks, and I need to get 2 of them. I do believe the cover actually comes with a new removable clutch cover. Also, it's more modern. It's pretty cool, but at the moment there are none on eBay, and I don't really remember what the company's name was, but I do need to purchase 2 of those. I also need to purchase 2 new pipes. That's about the extent of aftermarket stuff I'm going to be putting on these things. The other one's going to get new Chinese radiators, just like this one, with the GPI hoses, just because I don't know where else to get the stuff. And really, eBay's got, they got orange ones or red ones and blue ones, so I figure I'll probably do one in this color and one in blue, because the radiators are shot in the other one. It sat so long that the antifreeze turned to white powder and locked the engine up. So but I knew the engine should have been good, so I started tearing it apart, and I found that it was just all locked up in the water pump there. You know, the governor was just frozen, so once I pulled the clutch cover off, the motor turned right over. And believe it or not, had more compression than my 2000 CR250, which I don't think you guys have seen. Yeah, you can hear it's got great compression, and the cylinder's isn't even bolted down. So I really, like I said, I shouldn't have to get into rebuilding anything. You know, even the shock still feels amazing. My 86, the nitrogen has let its way out of the accumulator, so it's just basically a spring suspension. I mean, I got to go through like the brakes and everything, you know, make sure everything works. But like I said, I think this will be fun. I'd really like to, you know, to ride these bikes again. And you know, everybody wants to go back to their childhood a little bit, but you know, this really, this to me, it's just finishing something I started a long time ago. So hopefully by the end of the season I'll have at least one of them done and be able to take them for a ride. I'd like to have both of them done, like I said. Just depending on how much money it's going to cost. I know it's going to be about, you know, $750 just for the clutch covers. I know the new DG pipes that are made for these bikes, they're about $375 also, so it's gonna be another $750. I'm pretty sure my 86 has a DG silencer. This one still has the factory silencer, and if I can, I'll just leave that on there. But like I said, this still has that. I don't remember what that is for. It's like a dash pod or something. I forget what they're called. But the 84 to 86 has had them. Not too sure what it is. I can't remember. But that's going to be about it. Hopefully, in the next video, I'll have some 450L parts, and we can take that thing for a ride. As of right now, I got a beautiful Saturday right now. It's about 65 degrees, and nobody wants to go riding today, so I might go out for a quick ride by myself on the rally. We'll see what happens. Alright, that's all I got. If you guys like this, please subscribe, you know, give me a like, and tell me what you think about the bikes, you know, especially if you had one of these. Here's some stories about them. I mean, I'm 38 years old, so I grew up in the late 80s and all throughout the 90s. You know, dirt bikes were more important than anything. You know, that's how it was when I was a kid. I mean, I hate to say it today, but I'm kind of the same way. I still, you know, that's what I live for the most part. So either way, let me know your stories, and I'll see you guys next time.